We got a new EA station, and I'm checking out 3 coming soon sites. All right, roll on here. We got Waymos. Let's get to it. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back again. So today's adventure, if you go back 3-4 months, I did a Are They Coming Soon video on some stations in PlugShare that have been sitting there for a while with no activity. One of those has actually been built and is now live. The other 2, there's been no activity on PlugShare. And then that was a third one that's popped up. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go review the new station with my co-host here who just wants the window down. Duncan, say hi. Yeah, anyway. That's Duncan. He's my new part-time co-host. Either way, so I'm going to go review the new station at the end. For that, I'm going to go hit those 3 other coming soons, get eyes on the ground again, see what's going on. I've got some educated speculation as to what is going on for each site, and I will discuss that when we get there. So, here we are at the Florissant Schnucks. And this is the one I had the highest hopes for. The permits have been re-upped, reapplied, looking for utility work, dig tickets. So I was hoping to see some dirt moved, some fences up, some markings on the ground, but nothing. But of the 3, this is the one I have the highest hope will actually manifest soon. But anyway, this is the one, like I said, Florissant Schnucks on Charbonnier Road, or Charbonnier. If you know, drop it in the comments, because the Midwest can butcher French words like nobody's business. So I'd like to get it right. Anyway, we will move on to the next location that I have probably the least hope of seeing anything happening. And I will tell you why when we get there. Say hi. He likes it when the window's down. All right, stop number 2, the Schnucks just off St. Charles Rock Road. St. John area, and I didn't expect to find anything here. From what I can see, the permits have all expired. So I don't know if they just are focusing on the new one over in Bridgeton or what's going on with it, but I'll keep an eye on it, but I'm pretty sure this is pretty much a dead site at this point. And I'll just keep looking at permits, see what I can come up with. What do you think? Nope, still nothing. All right, one more coming soon to visit, and then we'll get to the actual here site. And we've arrived at the 3rd location of the possible coming soon. We are at Town and Country Crossing, where you've got Target, you've got REI over there, Whole Foods. If you're familiar with St. Louis, you know where I am. What there isn't is any activity. I wasn't expecting there to be. This is an interesting site. It was on the EA app as coming soon. It no longer is. So when I check permits and dig tickets, it shows ongoing permitting and tickets. The problem is this is technically Chesterfield, and Chesterfield can be difficult. They're going to make sure the utility work is prioritized. So in all honesty, this is kind of a backwards build where they'll have to have the transformer installed and in place before they can even put the chargers in usually. That's how Chesterfield works. They don't want it to be like, oh, I don't know, the Lake St. Louis Walmart where it sits for a month and a half with chargers in the ground and no transformer on site, and now still a month after that, not even open to the public. Well, it might be by the time this hits your eyes and ears, but as of the filming of this, Lake St. Louis is still not open. Anyway, so that's a Chesterfield thing. They want the utilities in place. Also, their planning board is notoriously picky. They want to know all the signage, where every bollard is going to be. So this one may just be also caught up in red tape, but it's a definite location that needs to happen. Whether or not Electrify America gave up is the question, because, like I said, I personally witnessed it on their site as coming soon, and now it's not even on their app. So anyway, this is Town and Country Crossing. It needs a charging station. It would be a gold mine if you put it in the right place. And I think I'm standing about where it probably needs to end up along the perimeter here. So you're kind of equidistant from Target and Whole Foods. There's Starbucks. There's everything around here. Like I said, it needs to happen. Not sure it will. I will keep you posted. And now we're gonna head on over to the brand new station that is actually open. Yay! All right, we got ramped up here. Actually, I had to learn how to walk and plug it in twice to get it started. Co-host, cute boy. I am out here at the Heritage Place Dierbergs, just off of 270, within a mile, at the new Electrify America station. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we got actually 10 stalls, almost all pull-through, which is great. Love to see the pull-through. The pricing, 56 cents, is ridiculous. And yes, you see what I see. We got 2 Waymos here, one charging, one waiting. I was actually talking to the gentleman in the one over there. I'm not sure how much I can divulge what he said, except that it's going to be a while because they're running into some red tape with the city and the county and some other issues. Let me give a walk around here. I'm just checking. I know 1 or 2 EAs have put an axe in, but nope. We are still 10 ports, all CCS. No trash cans, no canopies, of course. No squeegees. Ridiculous pricing, close to the highway. And do a quick scan. Do have Penn Station, so you can get a good sub. You can go exercise, you can go to Petco. Marshall, I mean, it's a full strip mall here, everything you need plus a Dierberg, so it'll get a 1 point for the amenities. Walk around here. But yeah, I like the setup. It is the quick drop thing. They're just dropping them on the prefab on the slabs there. So yeah, you got 2 on each side, full pull-through access. Yeah, there's no one in this Waymo, so I'm gonna get a little closer to it. But yeah, right now they're just in the testing and mapping phase, making sure it's safe. Hopefully they can get them going, because I would like to actually take a ride in one once. Heritage Place Dierbergs, just off 270. 10 stalls, all pull through. Expensive at 56 cents. And hey, and the Waymos like to charge here, so I guess it's a good place to come Waymo spotting. And with that, I will wrap it up with the formal scores once we are back home. Well, I guess I will talk about a few things I spoke to the Waymo guy about. I did divulge to him that I had a YouTube channel about EV content, so he knew who he was talking to. And he did not say not to repeat anything. I'm taking that, so. But some of the interesting things he said, because I asked him, like, what's their time frame for deployment? And that's where he said things got a little sketchy. Originally, when they started out, they were looking at 9 months to a year. But he said that's when now they're running into, I guess, some bureaucratic red tape in the city, possibly with the county as well. Just trying to, with safety and whatever reasons. I mean, obviously, there's the whole taking jobs aspect, which is valid, and I get it. It's an interesting juxtaposition that the Uber and Lyft drivers came in and kind of took the taxi cabs jobs. Now the autonomous taxis are coming in and taking the Uber and Lyft drivers' jobs. He even said he had one Uber driver kind of giving him some gruff who didn't even realize that Uber themselves is getting into the robo-taxi business to get rid of their human drivers. So hopefully there's a happy medium. I know a lot of people don't want autonomous taxis, and that's where you're always going to need taxi drivers and Uber Lyft drivers. But yeah, he said, so they are running into some bureaucratic red tape on how quickly they will be able to go live. Right now, these guys are just driving around mapping the roads. He did say that the conditions of the roads, especially the potholes, have been a problem and will be a problem. but the cars seem to be doing a pretty good job seeing them ahead and getting around them. The other observation he had, and I don't know if there's more, probably, I'm sure they're all seeing it, but, and this is probably where some of the concerns with the safety come in, and they want to make sure that these things are dialed in right. Anyone who's driven around St. Louis knows there are a lot of places where stop signs are optional, where stoplights become optional. And making sure that the autonomous vehicle with no driver can react when someone else decides that those stoplights and stop signs are optional is a big safety concern. So that's kind of the hiccups they have towards getting deployed. I just thought I'd share those are the big points that he talked about. Just they're having trouble with bureaucracy and with making sure they're safe because of the way people drive around here. So that's where the hiccup is just getting through the red tape and making sure they are safe because they have to be safe. I saw them in Atlanta. I was unable to take a ride while we were there, but I'm willing at least once. Be good content, especially if it screws up. So with that, I will now leave you and I will get home and do the scoring recap. Oh, that was a fun little trip. I was really hoping for some more progress on any of those other coming soon sites, but it is what it is. I expect the first one up in Florissant to probably be the next one. If one of them is going to happen and break ground, it's going to be that one. The other two, I think, are just mired in red tape, and I don't know. Maybe they're never going to happen. The fact that the permits have fallen off and the one's fallen off the EA site. We'll see. But the point of this video was the news station that did finally open at the Heritage Place. As far as scoring, it's going to get 0 for trash cans, squeegees, and canopies. 2 for location. It's right there by 270. 2 for speed, 350 kilowatt chargers, 10 of them. They will balance, but they're still rated at 350. 1 for amenities. You got the grocery store there. You got actually the Jersey Mike's might have been even closer than the grocery store. So 1 for price, which honestly I'm almost thinking I need to lower my price threshold because 56 cents is pretty bad, but still gets a cup. And I'm actually giving this one an extra shot. Why? 1, 10 stalls is a pretty good number. And I've given, like, the Target in Bridgeton got bonus for just having a ton of stalls. So we need to see that. We need more. If we're going to keep these charging speeds where they're at with longer dwell times, then we need more plugs. And I'm also giving it that extra shot because all of the stalls were pull-through. And that's pretty amazing. Not sure that's the best location for pull-through stalls, but I think that needs to start becoming the standard. Let's try and arrange them. There needs to be some pull-through stalls, and I'll give you a bonus if they're all available for pull-through, especially with things like the Pebble trailers and the light ships coming down the pipeline. This is an option if you're towing with like a Rivian or something or a Cybertruck. You can pull in and plug both in at the same time because of the way they're set up. So I think it's a good setup. I just wish there was a trash can nearby. They're going to find out real quick why they need a trash can there. And plus, getting to see the Waymo and talk to the Waymo driver was a treat. I was actually planning on doing a Waymo recon somewhere else. Don't think I need to now. Yay. Either way, as always, if you haven't subscribed, please do. That helps the channel immensely. Also, like and drop a comment. Also helps the channel immensely. All 3 of those things are free. They don't cost you anything, just a click. 3 clicks and some typing. But the algorithm loves it. I love it. I love seeing that you guys like it and being able to talk back and forth in the comment section. So jump in there. Let me know what you think. I will see you on the next one.